guys, Dr. Johnson and
Miss Onide.
And we are back from Tyler Elementary School. We want to have a family chat. We know we talked about the etiquette things a little earlier, and this time we want to talk about some Zoom tips. So we know we're in the world of Zoom. That's the format that you go to log on and see your teacher online on your computer, your Chromebook. And so we want to make sure you guys know the best tips that we make sure we're working together as best we can in this environment. So let me start off, Ms. Onidi. First off, have your materials ready and by their computer.
Yep.
So that could be like your pencils, paper, whatever. Make sure it's charged up, your Chromebook, right, in terms of those things.
Yep.
So make sure those things are done ahead of time before the class starts.
Yes, and make sure that you are not on any other devices.
No.
So I know that it might be tempting to have that cell phone in your hand or that game system,
Yeah.
but please keep it out of sight and out of your hands during instruction.
Yeah. The next item is sitting up. Did you know that laying down sends messages to your brain that it's time for rest? So it's time to take a nap when you start to kind of lean over a little bit. Put your head on my shoulder. Okay, that was a little weird. But yeah, so please sit up, get your posture right. You may have to move your chair up a little bit to make sure you're just kind of in that right upright position. So sit up to make sure you're alert and ready to learn what the class has for that day.
Yes. Make sure you are also dressed for the school day. We know that you are in the comfort of your home, or you might be at a daycare center, but please make sure you are dressed appropriately, just as you would if you were actually in school in the classroom.
We talk about dressing for success. That's what we're talking about there. Make sure you're focused on the class. Help scholars. And so when you're working parents at home with your child, make sure your child is there. You have a nice environment that's conducive, that's ready for virtual learning. So you may want to look at the things that could be distracting. Maybe having an extra TV on in the background. You may want to turn that off or adjust the music volume next door, in the room next door. Whatever it is to limit the distractions for that space, I think would be the good advice for your child.
Yes, and we know that your child does not have the same amount of time on Zoom as he or she would if they were here face to face.
Right.
So with that said, there will be unfinished work that your child has to complete. So
right.
make sure when class is over, they head over to Google Classroom and PowerSchool to check for any incomplete assignments.
I like that. Head over. That was good.
Yeah.
Also, just conversations. Miss Anita and I are having a conversation back and forth right now, so this would not be good when someone is trying to do an online Zoom. Why? Because they would listen to us, the distractions of us talking. So be careful of your conversations. We of course understand you're adults and you have to have conversations, but just be mindful of your location to your child. If they're Zooming, maybe you want to have the conversation, a little further away from them to try to give that minimal noise and give them that space that they can work in. And so please limit those distractions, especially with your conversations back and forth.
Yes. Last but certainly not least, make sure you find ways to encourage your child.
Yes.
We know that they are working hard at home. This may not be the most ideal situation for every child,
Right.
but certainly a high five, a high five.
I can't because we're
yeah.
socially distancing.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
But if you're a family like that,
Yeah, high five or
Yeah.
thumbs up
Yep,
or
yep.
a pat on the back.
Yep.
Just let them know that you see them working hard.
Yeah, give them that positive praise that we know they deserve and just crave, and really, there's so much great work that's happening right now that we want to make sure we acknowledge it. And so, yeah, give them that physical hug, high five, like you said, elbows, whatever, we do those. Yeah, so give those out, especially with all the hard work they're doing at home. So again, we just wanted to have a little moment, a little chat with you guys, just to give you some tips on making sure the Zoom experience is the best it can be for not only your child, but your family at home. And so again, we were looking forward to the day we get to bring folks back to Tyler. We miss you guys. We want to make sure you know that. We love you. And again, we're so proud of all the work that's taken place up to this point. Ready? Let's knock it out of the park. Ready? We'll do a Go Tigers.
Go
Ready? Go Tigers!